Here is your Chapter 1 test for biology. Make sure if you need a question reread, you rewind this recording and listen to it again. Work at your own pace. Number 1, scientists use observations and data to form and test constants, hypotheses, or theories. Number 2, during an experiment, which factors are observed and measured? The dependent variable, independent variable, or hypothesis. Number 3, at which stage of scientific thinking are scientists most likely to consider the data and conclusions of other scientists to propose new experiments? Observing, testing hypothesis, or forming hypothesis? Number 4, which phrase best describes scientific theories? Explain few observations, serves as speculation, or are never proven. Number 5, calculate the magnification of an image if the medium power is 10x objective is used on a compound light microscope. That be 20x, 40x, or 100x. The variety of life across the biosphere is called biodiversity, homeostasis, or ecology. Number 7, similar organisms that can reproduce by interbreeding belong to the same environment, habitat, or species. Number 8, all the chemical processes used to build up or break down materials are called organisms, metabolism, homeostasis, or stimuli. Number 9, what is the name given for genetic changes in living things over time? Homeostasis, evolution, or negative feedback? Number 10, a physical environment with different species that interact with one another and with non-living things is called ecosystem, habitat, or adaptation. Number 11, organisms rely on both negative feedback processes and behavior to maintain homeostasis, adaptation, or evolution. Number 12, how have computer models expanded biological research? They help scientists design better experiments. They stimulate complex biological systems that cannot be studied directly, or they allow the use of human experimental subjects. Number 13, the study and manipulation of DNA on a molecular level is known as genomes, molecular genetics, or evolution. Number 14, both of the processes shown in Figure 1.2 use and apply biological processes. Both processes are examples of biotechnology, imaging technology, or transgenic organisms. Make sure you are using this picture. Number 15, exploring how indoor air pollutants lead to respiratory problems is an example of using biology to develop biotechnology, improve human health, or make ethical decisions. Make sure you are using the diagram below to answer items 16 through 20. Make sure you are looking at that. Number 16 says, in the experiment outlined in the table, 3 identical tomato seedlings are planted in 3 identical pots, placed in the same location and watered at identical schedules. According to the table in figure 1.3, what conditions differ for each seedling? Is it the soil type and appearance, or the amount of water? Identify each of the following as independent variable, dependent variable, or constant. Number 17. What type of soil was used? Was that the independent variable, dependent variable, or the constant? Number 18. The type of seedling used. Is that the independent variable, dependent variable, or the constant? And number 19 is the height of the plant. Is that the independent variable, dependent variable, or the constant? Number 20. Is soil appearance an example of qualitative, which is descriptive, or qualitative, numerical data? Is it qualitative or quantitative? Here's figure 1.4. Make sure you use this diagram below to answer numbers 21 through 23. Number 21. Figure 1.4 shows a small sample of different species of finches that evolved across the Galapagos Island. One difference among the finches is the size and shape of their beaks, which changed over a long period of time in response to their different environments. What term best describes the difference in beak size and shape? Is that homeostasis, adaptation, or constant? Number 22. Which of these birds most likely inherited the best trait for life in a dry desert environment? Bird A, bird B, or bird D? Number 23. In an environment in which insect populations are decreasing, which bird population might also decrease over time? Bird A, bird B, or bird C? Number 24. The following footwear is the best in the laboratory: sandals, open-toed shoes, or closed-toed shoes? Number 25. Which type of imaging would show the best 3D view of the surface of a cell by using beam of electrons? MRI or magnetic resonance imaging, X-ray, SEM, or the scanning electron microscope? Experiment. Use the information to answer items 26 through 29. Dr. Levitt is interested in the aroma and components of Phytis, a scientific for stinky toots. So he gathers 2 volunteers to wear mylar pantaloons and courageously toots away. Subject A eats her normal diet and spends 3 hours wearing the pantaloons. Subject B is fed only refried beans and wears the pantaloons for 3 hours as well. The result of the sniff test shows that subject B produced high methane and nose-burning gas odors that ignited when exposed to a flame. Subject A produced normal amounts of methane and when exposed to a flame did not ignite. Please do not attempt this at home. Number 26. What would be a proper hypothesis? Wearing pantaloons for 3 hours will increase the amount of methane produced. Wearing pantaloons for 3, 6, 9, or 12 hours will change the amount of methane produced. Or a diet of refried beans will cause an increase of flatulence or stinky toots. Number 27. Which subject is the control group? Subject A, Subject B, or Dr. Levitt? Number 28. What is the independent variable in this experiment? The aroma and components of the flatus, the mylar pantaloons, or the diet? What is the dependent variable in this experiment? The aroma and components of the flatus, the mylar pantaloons, or the diet? And for number 30, please complete it on a separate sheet of paper. Good luck!